Hi everybody, Jo here again. Thanks so much for popping in. As always, lovely to see you. So come on in, grab a chair, make yourself comfy. Now today we're going to have a little play at making a design like this. And what I love about this, I had quite a few messages saying, could I do a little bit more with stencils, but something that was effective but wouldn't take too long. I think maybe you've heard a bit too much of my voice. I can understand that. Carl feels exactly the same. He loves it when I shut myself away in the craft room. He doesn't have to listen to me. Anyway, what's lovely about this is if you can see, we've almost got this embossed tile effect. But it's very quick and easy. But we've got this lovely stenciling behind, look. And it's nice when you're sending cards just to send something a bit different. So this is the sort of thing we're going to do. And I'm going to start again. It's not a huge card because I'm mindful that quite a lot of you've said, can I make some smaller designs that are better for posting? So this is a piece of A6 and this is that you get 20 in a pack. And they're lovely these because for me, they're already cut. And I don't know about you, but... yeah, I do cut card, but sometimes it's nice just when I'm just in that mood for making a design or if I need a quick card, it's nice to just get, and you get 20 in here. So honestly, really good. So that's what I'm going to use. And we're going to stamp. So I'm just going to get some copy paper. We're going to stamp our lovely Logan silhouette. He looks, with him being sort of a lovely silhouette, he'll stand out. And we're just using the black. You could use any, but we're just going for the Nocturne. I just think it makes the image pop, and especially when you back it on black card. But if you wanted to do this for a certain colour theme, obviously, you know, he's magical, so you could do him in any colour. And again, I'm thinking we'll just sort of have him leaping. What I love is the fact he can just sort of leap across the page. Now, oh, it's so funny, every time I press down, my shoulders crack. Hopefully you didn't hear that. Now, because he's a silhouette, and as you know, I'm not the world's best stamper, so for me, I need to let that ink soak in. I'm not one of these clever people that can just stamp down, lift up, and it's perfect. And I think that's the thing. When you're crafting, you know, it's a bit like cooking, isn't it? You know your strengths and your weaknesses. And I just find I need to distract you with a little bit of chitter-chatter while we just let that ink soak in. And then hopefully we'll have a beautiful image like that, look. And it really is worth me doing that. And I'm going to bring in the word now. I love this, nature. And it's off the harmony set. And we've got nurture, flowers and harmony. So I just thought. And I love that the font on these. But again, if you were making this specifically, and I just want to sort of put it over here, if you were making this specifically for a birthday card, obviously you could put your birthday greeting. And as we know, get in the habit of, let's blot that. But again, it's just the design. I mean, I know you clever people. As soon as we've done it, you'll be there thinking which other stamps you could use. And my stencils of choice today, for my background stencil, I'm coming in with a good old favourite, the feather leaf. I adore this. And I'm just going to pop it across diagonally. And my colour of the month, the blue Atoll. And my stencil brush, again in the lid. And I'm just going to hold this. I'm going to start in the corner because I like my corners a bit deeper. And the reason I've stamped first is, for me, I like to do that and then I can just whiz my ink around the image. I just find, for me, I'm never as good stamping on top of the ink. But again, that's just my own personal. So if I want to see how much colour I've got, I want a little bit on the wording just to tie it all in. Oh yeah, that's lovely. We'll call that a day. And I'm going to leave my stencil to the side because when I've finished, I'm going to spritz that, make myself a spare background. But like I say, look at that. Beautiful. Now, I'm just going to very quickly run my heat tool over it to give it a quick dry. just because for the next bit, it's better if it's nice and dry. Because what we're going to do is bring our next stencil in, which is the Lattice. And we're going to place that. And again, you can decide if you want it, but I want it straight. I want it to look almost like, what's the word? I'll think of it later. So I don't want it at an angle. I do actually want it straight for this occasion. I'm going to come in with my Versamark. So this is my sticky ink pad, and it is quite good if you've got a cleaner pad. I mean, I must admit, I don't know about you. I've got a mucky one and a clean one, shall we say. And I'm also going to come in with some embossing powder, and this is the clear gloss. I'm going to take the lid off that and pop that there. Now, just a couple of tips. Next to me on the floor, I've got some kitchen towel that I've spritzed with water, just so when I've used this and my stencil sticky, I'm going to pop my stencil on it ready. And then it will be fine, and I'm just going to wash it with warm soapy water. And I'm just going to put that under to catch the embossing powder. So again, let's have a little. And all I'm going to do is come through, and I just want to cover and press across the whole design and just press the ink through. And don't worry if you miss a bit, because it just will be part of that lattice design. So again, that is going onto the floor, onto my wet kitchen towel. Just keeps it moist till I can clean it. And I can see I've definitely got some areas. And then we'll just pop the embossing powder. But that's why it's good to just dry it with your heat tool, and then the ink you've just put on isn't over wet, because you just want your embossing powder to stick where you've put the Versamark. So I'm just sort of moving it round a little bit, doing the shuffle, just doing a bit of a... I'm just going to do a gentle tap just to get rid of any that isn't on the areas, and I can see we've got lovely. So a bit of a flick, and we'll pop that there, and I can see that grid already showing through, which is great. And I'm putting this in here because if I don't, I will end up knocking it over, and I'm sure you know what that's like. This is why we have little tidy bits. I'm going to bring in my embossing tool. So this is the embossing tool just for embossing on high. And it is a bit noisy, I'm afraid, but it's the right tool for the job. And I'm just giving it a minute, heat it up first. Look, you can see the lattice already, can't you? And we'll come in on the corner and just start heating the grid. That's the word I was looking for before, the grid. And I'm just going to work my way round. And it's when it goes over the lovely image of Logan that it becomes more obvious. Going to turn it round. Then I'm thinking of my fingers. So just work your way round. I find if you do this nice and methodically, no wafting, and then right at the end, just go across the whole design. You're allowed to waft at the end, across the whole design. And let's have a look. And I just love that, I think. And as I say, the grid shows up more over our lovely silhouette. And it's almost like he's made up like of a mosaic tile. And I just think that is so effective. And that didn't take as long, did it? I mean, again, you could batch card make these. Now, I'm just thinking for Christmas, could I make a Christmas version of this? Because that would be a lovely, different Christmas card. And if you're worried about your embossing powder, you know, you don't use very much at all. Most of it goes back in there. And then when it's matte and layered up, look, again, for me, I think that's stunning. And it would be great on you small. So going back to last Tuesday, when we used up small scraps, imagine this on a smaller area. Oh, see, I might have to do one of those. But I am thinking for Christmas, I'm thinking I could get a lovely Christmas design with this. You see, this is what happens when we get together. So thank you for popping in. I tell you what, you really help my crafty juices flow. I can't wait to go off and do another one now. So if you have a go, please tag me in. And let's think of a name for this. What should we call it? I suppose the mosaic tile effect would be good, wouldn't it? So let's go and do some mosaic tiling. Have fun. You take care. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.